You are disgusting. No wonder they don't like you. They have to look at this abominable blob you call a human being. Why do you even get so upset at their comments, huh? As if it's not true? You are fat. You do look obscene. You ugly, disgusting hippo. Good God, look at how much body hair you have. Why can't you just get a wax like they keep pestering you to, huh? They're never going to take you seriously. You look like a joke, they treat you like a joke. You are fat, you are ugly, you are worthless. So what you all witnessed just now is what used to be a very typical morning for me. I used to base a lot of my self-image and my self-worth on the way that I looked. I used to believe that I was fat and ugly and hence inadequate because that was what I was told and that was what I believed to be the truth. My self-confidence and self-esteem were extremely low during high school. My fat, ugly body was the subject of a plethora of jokes, snide comments, remarks on a daily basis. I was pinched, squeezed, poked, often berated for being the biggest reason for world hunger, and always called worthless. So that's what I started telling myself. I am worthless. I am worthless. I am worthless. I went through 5 years of high school not having the gall to stand up for any co-curriculars or extracurriculars, not having the confidence to stand up for any talks or conferences. I was devoid of self-love, simply because I based my self-worth on my external appearance. And what I've come to realize is that that is how a lot of us have been hardwired to think. One of the most common messages that a person will receive on a daily basis is that they must conform to this objective beauty standard. You know, women have to be fair, thin, the hourglass figure. Men have to be strong, muscular, you know, six-pack abs and whatnot. This has been emphasized so greatly that over time, people have come to define themselves by how closely they fit into these pre-established standards. Time again, we see multitudes of ads of beauty products, fitness trainers, gyms that fixate on a certain physical flaw. They will relate the idea of success to curing said physical flaw, and they will make people feel insecure about their bodies. This constant relation of the idea of self-love to external appearance, this only establishes the look good, feel good mentality as a key factor in success and confidence. Self-love becomes conditional upon external appearances. So when you see these astounding, body transitions, people losing a huge amount of weight, it's amazing. But more often than not, people will do it with the motive of eventually feeling secure about themselves. They will start feeling more confident owing to what is perceived to be their increasing physical attractiveness. Self-love is conditional. And yes, we are seeing a transition in the mentality towards body positivity, but the norm, it still hasn't been extinguished. What a lot of us don't realize is that people tend to internalize this negativity that surrounds them. They start basing their self-esteem, their self-image, their self-worth on the attitude that others have towards them. We live today in a digital era. Dissipation of ideas and information can occur almost instantaneously. It's a modern world. Yet, within all this modernity, there still exists these pre-established beauty standards, these negative body stereotypes that are being internalized again and again, deepening the insecurities of the already insecure. The look good, feel good mentality just continues. I see so many times people are scrutinizing their photos, oh, is it, aesthetic enough to post on Instagram? This drive for aesthetics, this yearning for perfection, it only leads to a vicious circle. It's a dangerously slippery road towards distorted body image and multiple disorders like anorexia, bulimia, body dysphoria. The more you scrutinize yourself, the more you yearn for this perfection, these aesthetics, the more you're going to actively look out for a certain physical flaw, one way or another. Nothing will be enough. You will never feel 100% comfortable in your own skin. Never. In all the interactions that I've had among the people that I know, if it's one thing that I've come to realize, it's that looking in a mirror, right at yourself, telling yourself, I love you. It's become so unnatural to people that they just tend to avoid looking into their own eyes. I remember the first time I looked into the mirror and said, I love you, it felt so unnatural that I took it as a joke. I actually laughed. And whenever I think about this, going back to that time, it reminds me of this scene from the movie Dead Poets Society. So in this scene, Robin Williams, playing the role of Professor John Keating, he takes his students to the courtyard and he asks 3 of them to walk around. Nothing else, just walk around. They start at their own individual pace, one slow, one fast, one walking helter-skelter. But eventually, they start walking in perfect unison, taking their steps at the exact same time. Now, Robin Williams uses this as a representation of conformity, the difficulty in maintaining your own beliefs in the face of others, as he likes to call it. Now, for me, this scene is a perfect representation of the depths of individuality and self-acceptance in the strive to conform to these pre-established beauty standards. So I was having a conversation the other day with someone I know. We were talking about frustration and anger, how to deal with it, how to let go. And he gave me this analogy that I feel is very apt over here. He said, imagine you're in a car. You're stuck in a traffic jam. Now, it's unbelievably hot. I mean, the sun is really bearing down on you. And the air conditioning of the car is just not working. So you don't have an option but to keep the windows down. Now imagine that there's a garbage truck in front of you, filled with garbage. The stench is unbearable to you. What are you going to do? So I thought, I tried coming up with the answers. I said, I'll overtake the garbage truck. You can't, the road's choco-blocked. I'll roll the windows up. You'll suffocate. The best course of action over here is to stop. Let the garbage truck go. Let 3 to 4 cars fill in the lane. Create a distance between you and the garbage truck, and you won't have to bother with the stench anymore. The important thing is you have to let go. These pre-established beauty standards, this norm of basing your self-worth on your external appearance, these culminatively form the garbage truck that the scorched, overheated car that is our society has to let go of. Now, when I got around to making a change in myself, in my mentality, when I had had enough of just sitting around wallowing in self-pity, when I had had enough of squandering opportunity after opportunity, knowing deep down that I was more than capable of excelling, if only I could stop latching on to these insecurities, stop seeking the validation of these people who in the long run don't even matter. That is when my journey towards self-acceptance began. I looked in the mirror. I said, I love you. You are enough. I did it 50, even 100 times a day if it need be. But I made sure to do it every single day, no matter how unnatural it felt. I would sit at night, take a notebook, and write an entire page of positive sentences. You are enough. I am at peace with myself. I am the reason for my own happiness. The more I reinforced this idea that I was enough, I was perfect just the way I was, I started accepting myself, flaws and everything. And suddenly this concept of unconditional self-love just didn't feel unnatural to me. It became the new normal. I have accepted that I am beautiful just the way I am. And standing here today, I can very honestly tell you, I have never felt more at peace with myself. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. So let's take this typical morning routine again, shall we? You are beautiful. I love you. You're going to have a great day, huh? I just know it. Look, they can keep pestering you all you want. You're only getting a wax when you want it, all right? Just don't be afraid of being yourself. Because you are beautiful, just the way you are. And I love you, no matter what.